how's it going, people? My name is Nav Wally, and welcome to another episode of Quarter Life Chit Chat. And today I got a brand new episode for y'all. Now, most of you know, as based on the last week's episode, I've been in a very, very cozy fall vibe. So, today, I'm once again coming at you with another cozy fall episode, but a slightly different one. You see, last episode of mine was, talking about how, fall is so great, how it has me in a chokehold, and all the whimsical, magical thing. But today, I am talking about the overrated, annoying, dogshit fall activities. Okay? Today, I am taking a hard look at fall activities that many say they love, but we all know that they secretly hate. Or they don't love it as much as Instagram and TikTok makes us think they don't love it. But hey, look, don't get me wrong, alright? I love fall, okay? I'm in the fall season. But just because I'm in a fall season doesn't mean I'm going to drop my 2024 goal inspired by Kendrick Lamar, which is to be a great hater. So, I'm hopping on some hate train today, and it's leaving for autumn. So without further ado, let's get things going, yeah? The first thing I want to tackle is goddamn haunted houses. You see, haunted houses, first of all, okay, as an immigrant boy that didn't fucking know Halloween A existed, 2, had never celebrated Halloween until he got to Canada, the idea of haunted houses was very foreign to me. As an immigrant kid, I had never fucking heard of haunted houses, okay? Because growing up in India, obviously, we have spooky things and all that jazz. But in India, my people are just very to the point. If there's anything spooky or haunted related, you instantly start playing prayers or religious sermons all the fucking time around it. You never go near that spooky place. You never touch that spooky thing. You don't talk about that spooky thing. And then you always say, God will protect us. That is the brown way. Okay? I goddamn come to Canada, and all of a sudden, there's something called Halloween, which I didn't even know, but it's cool as fuck, you just give children diabetes, which we'll touch on that later. We go to haunted houses with the sole purpose of being scared and wanting to be scared, and to scare others. All of that is an idea that goes literally against A, my whole upbringing, B, my culture, 3, my people. Okay? What the fuck? So, I hate haunted houses. I'm not sure you can tell. And it's not because, Nav, you're brown, you don't like spooky things, is it because brown way and all that? No. I also don't like spooky things, because I'm a huge bitch. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. When I got to Canada, I was 11, 12. Obviously, I was becoming assimilated into the Western culture, into, the Western festivals. And one of the things was Halloween. So I did watch Nightmare on Elm Street or Halloween 1, 2, 3, 4 and the other 20 other sequels. The shit that I fucking watched during October was Scooby-Doo Halloween movies. Alvin and the Chipmunk meet the Wolfman. Alvin and the Chipmunk meet Frankenstein. The Disney movie, which was The Boy Who Cried Wolf. I was fucking 13, 14, 15, even in high school, I didn't watch scary movies. The most scary movie I ever have seen is The Woman in Black, and I watched it with all of my 200 cousins in a packed room. Because I'm not doing this. And I watched the whole movie with my eyes closed. I'm not bullshitting this. I was in grade 9, so 2012. I watched The Woman in Black, literally with my eyes fucking closed. That's how much of a bitch I am. So by that logic, I'm sure you guys can understand how much I fucking despise haunted houses, okay? So let's break down the idea of haunted houses. First of all, there's one that we always go to, it's in Gailey Farms in Victoria, and I went there last time in 2022 when my family from India was visiting. It was a good time, only because of the goddamn mini donuts, okay? Which I'm gonna touch on later. So, haunted houses. First of all, they fucking blow. The reason they blow is you're paying, first of all, $25 to getting A, scared, B, having a heart palpitation, and C, basically peeing your pants. That sounds like a fucking terrible trade. Okay? And here's the thing. My generation, Gen Z, even most millennials nowadays, we don't feel anything. And it has nothing to do with anything, but most of the time it has to do with depression. The fact that most of my generation feels nothing and we're opting to pay to feel an emotion, and that emotion is fear and being scared, this is the terrible financial decision. Okay? That sounds fucking awful. So my generation, we need to start thinking what we're doing. Okay? Because I'm all for feeling something, but should we pay to feel scared? I don't know. Second thing about haunted houses. We go, you go to the haunted house, you get in. First of all, listen to me, goddammit. In the normal world, okay, if we were just out on a stroll, just walking by, and all of a sudden somebody jumped the fuck out from the bushes, you would probably try to swing or run away, right? I think that's a pretty normal response. In a haunted house, something or somebody jumps at you, and you cannot give in to your instinct, swing back. I don't know about you guys, but that always pissed me off. When I went to haunted houses, my dad, and he would take me, back in, 2012, 13, 14, I used to be so fucking pissed. Okay, I remember being so angry because I couldn't fucking attack anybody. Okay, and it's not because, that sentence came out way too wrong. But what I mean is, imagine a fucking 13, 14-year-old kid going through haunted houses. Somebody just scared the shit out of him, and he just holds his fist up, but you can't fucking take a swing. And you're pissed. You're like, what am I doing here? I paid too much money to be scared. To feel like this, have somebody jump out at me. Okay? The next thing about haunted houses, which sucks, even if you get in the spirit, you're like, okay, you know what? I'm in it. I'm doing this. I'm going to go through this. I'm going to be scared and everything. There's people, obviously, there's displays, and in the displays there'll be people cutting up fucking bodies, or a werewolf howling or humping something. I don't fucking know. And there's always a person hiding in a corner, right? The person jumps out with you, they shake the screen, whatever, you fucking feel terrified, you're like, no, can't believe that happened. And then you proceed. Now here's the thing that fucking blows. Now, the person in front of you in the queue, who's in the haunted house with you, let's say a different party, if they are moving too slow to admire something, by the time you get to that corner, they're getting scared by somebody jumping out towards them. All of a sudden, there's a jump scare coming. So you are never going to have the experience as authentic, because by the time you get there, which is probably 5 fucking steps behind them, boom, you already just spoiled that for yourself, okay? Another problem, the party that is behind you, if they're moving too fast, they'll just be like, can you move faster? Now you can't admire all the fucking scenery and the displays they have in the haunted house. So that whole of this shit is just so poorly planned. Okay, it's just so poorly planned. We pay to feel an emotion that is one of the worst emotions we feel, which is fear. And we can't even enjoy the fear because the party in front of us has ruined it by not moving fast enough, and the party behind us has ruined it by moving too fast. What the fuck? On top of it, most parents are taking their kids to haunted house, trying to get them in the spirit and make them feel scared. And I just want to say, as a person who once was a child, unlike most of you people listening right now, hey, y'all don't do that. Okay, you don't do that to kids, man. I am still terrified. I am pretty sure I have long-lasting trauma. Okay, story time. Listen up. It's 2012. It's my first fucking Halloween here. I am 12 years old, maybe 13. I don't fucking know. I'm a bitch either way. And my dad's like, we're gonna go to haunted house. And I had no idea what the fuck a haunted house was. Again, it's my first Halloween. I've only been in Canada for I want to say couple months. And being raised in the 1% in India, along with that going to a private school, private tuition, everything, I was just so fucking posh. I thought that haunted house are those old school houses, mansions that nobody lives in anymore, that have basically been renovated and made look nice. And I thought haunted house is kind of like an art exhibit. However, it just has spooky aura to it, which is, I think there's ghosts might live there. That's what I fucking thought a haunted house was. Okay, boy, was I wrong. So we get to Gailey's farm, and my dad's like, that's the haunted house. You go through it, and you see things that are inside. And I was like, okay, now my brain clicks. I was like, oh, I was wrong. Haunted house is actually an art exhibit. And there's going to be, like, things set up for me, like werewolves and vampires and what they look like, and that's going to be cool. So now it's fucking hyped. Okay, I was like, that's it. I'm going to an art exhibit. So, we go to the haunted house, and I'm like, okay, it's very dark in here. I don't expect an art exhibit to be this dark. Kind of weird. And I'm walking, and it's me. Right behind me is my cousin, and then behind me is my dad, walking in a straight line. All of a sudden, this man jumps out from beside me, and he scares the shit out of me. I almost peed my pants, and I remember so well, because the moment he scared me, I also threw up a little bit. I'm not joking. I'm not joking. I almost threw up a little bit, and I just ran. I fucking screamed, and I ran, and I bumped into my cousin, and he fell down, and I fell down on top of him. And my dad's like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Okay? And I almost threw up on my cousin, so I was like, what the fuck? And dad's like, we just gotta walk through. And I was like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. My dad's like, no, you gotta, like, walk through. It's gonna be a great time. It's gonna be a great time. So I go through this, and I'm so fucking scared. I move behind my dad. I close my eyes. And I didn't want to be left behind. Because, again, I'm a fucking kid. I'm, like, 12 years old. Maybe 13. I don't remember. And I don't want to be left behind. So what do? I hold on to my dad's belt, like the belt on his waist. I close my fucking eyes and I just walk. I just walk. Because my mind was like, if you're left behind, the vampire's going to kill you. And for some reason, I thought everybody that worked in the haunted house was like a criminal. Why? Because I honestly thought only a criminal or somebody psychotic would jump out at me or like would try to scare me. That was my thought process. And since then, I am so fucking scared of literally haunted houses, but at night walking close by bushes, because I just don't want anybody jumping out at me. And it doesn't help that Victoria downtown has gotten so sketch that I don't even walk on Victoria downtown. I just drive to fucking places and illegally park somewhere, and I just walk in, because I'm not trying to get shanked, but that's for a different story. That was my experience to fucking haunted house, okay? And I remember I started crying after the haunted house. I was like, what is this? Like, why would you do this to me? I remember looking at my dad. And I looked at him, my eyes completely teary, my mouth, my lips pouting, like, like my lower lip extending far, far out, and just looking at him, I'm like, why would you do that to me? Do you not love me? Is this it? Do you want me to go back to India? That is the most brown shit of all time. That somebody that you feel hurt or you feel scared and you immediately try to emotionally blackmail somebody. That's the most brown shit I've ever seen. And my dad's like, stop, it's okay. And then he bought me mini donuts. And I was like, whatever, I don't want to be here. And I take a bite of the mini donuts and I immediately stopped crying. It perfectly made sense. Because even at the age 11, 12, I was still a little chub. Okay? So you knew a fucking bag of donuts was going to make me happy. 2, I had never had mini donuts in my life. Again, donuts weren't a thing in India. Nobody fucking eats them. We had samosa, and everybody loves them. And 3, I was like, oh my god, this is the treat. And after the haunted house, I was taken to the corn maze. Which brings me to the next segment of this fucking episode, which is corn maze and how much they fucking suck. Now, I don't know when was the last time you've been to corn maze, but I went 2 years ago, so my memory is fairly fresh. Corn maze fucking suck wieners. The reason they suck, and it is I think everybody can agree with this, why the fuck are they so muddy and always have some fucking weird sort of insect, okay? First of all, it's always muddy, so my shoes are ruined. It smells like dirt, which sucks. Secondly, whenever you walk by, they obviously have lights set up in the corn maze. There's always going to be some kind of insects, whether it's a fly or a mosquito or a fucking moth or, God forbid, a whole cockroach fucking flying around. Okay, so the whole time you walk through the corn maze, you have to swat left, right, center, like you're fucking cosplaying as Bruce Lee or Jackie Chan, just karate chopping mosquitoes. Secondly, I just want to add, in case you forgot, you peed to walk through fucking dirt, swat fucking mosquitoes, and smell corn. That is, again, a terrible financial decision. Third, have you ever been lost in a corn maze? Guess what? I have. Another story time. Let's chime in. Again, it's back in 2012. Literally my first fucking Halloween ever. We go to the corn maze. I walk in. My dad's like, okay, let's walk through corn maze. We'll find our way out. I'm like, okay, cool. I am eating donuts. I am feeling so fucking happy. I have a bag in my goddamn hands. I'm excited. I walk in. Scratch that. I actually walk too fast. I might even skedaddle as like a pony running in the fucking beach with air flowing through his hair. That's how I straddle or spraddle or jog, whatever the fucking word is, because English is my third language. Don't judge me. Shut your mouth. I hopscotch. I'm going to go with the word hopscotch. I hopscotch into the entrance of the corn maze. I instantly fucking slip. I fall, okay? My cousin's laughing at me. I'm like, oh man, what the fuck? I get up. Guess what? My donuts are on the ground. Okay? My whole bag of donuts is falling out. There's literally mud on my brand new fucking shoes. And I've fallen down and there's mud on my hands. I am back to almost tearing up. It was a horrible night. Okay? My dad got me another bag of donuts and I was like, okay, fine. My dad's like, okay, I'm going to be 20 steps behind you. You and your cousin have to find your way out. I'm like, okay. I have another bag of my donuts. I'm trying to forget the fact that I have mud all over me. And my cousin, who's also eating my donuts like a bitch. We're walking through the maze, okay? I have this genius idea. I'm like, oh my God, I am so smart. Because we kept running into dead ends. And I was like, Jared, this is what we're going to do. We're going to cut through. And he's like, what? I'm like, we're going to cut through the corn maze. We're just going to strictly pick a direction and we're just going to run right through. We know where the exit is because we can see the sign, right? We can see a big sign that says exit, whatever. So we're just going to run in that direction. We'll just run through the corn maze. We don't need to find, turn, all that shit. And he's like, that's a terrible idea. And I said, shut up. I'm smart. And I fucking book it. I start walking into the corn maze, and initially I start running, and I kept getting bumped and hit with a bunch of corn. So I kept walking, and then I started getting itchy. Fucking 5 seconds into my plan, and about, I want to say, 10 steps into the corn maze, or into, technically, the corn at this point, I realized what kind of stupid idea this was. I am smelling like corn, okay? There's moisture all over me because I guess it fucking rained and there was rain on the corn cobs or whatever. And third, I was legit covered in mud because the fucking actual cornfield didn't dry down. It was literally just puddles of mud. So I ran in there, a man determined to succeed. And I walked right back out with my head completely down, tilted. Like I just got like my cash stolen by a fucking fat school bully. And I just looked at him with, again, some tears in my eyes, and he's laughing, and I'm like, just shut up, man. And we just try to find our way. I fucking hate corn mazes. Even when I went back in 2022 with my family, corn maze fucking sucks. Literally, you're just paying to spend 30 minutes in a weird-ass field where you're probably going to get lost, a mosquito is probably going to land on you, and then it's going to bite you. And next thing you know, you're going to have malaria and die. It fucking sucks. The only way I'm willing to go to corn maze again is to experience the sheer panic, anxiety, and existential dread. And I'm trying to feel that so that I can relate to my friends and understand how they feel on a daily basis. That's the only reason I would go to a corn maze. And yes, that is shots fired at all my friends listening to this episode right now. Fuck you guys. But besides corn maze and the haunted house being a complete terrorist attack, I just want to say, the whole idea of a haunted house corn maze is also a haunting of a fucking crime on your wallet, okay? The whole idea makes no sense. But you know what also makes no fucking sense? Is going to corn maze, fucking haunted house, whatever, and the outfit people are wearing. Last time when I went in 2022 with my fam, I literally saw a guy dressed head to toe in an alien costume. We went on October 13th. Why are you dressed as a fucking alien? But here's the thing. He wasn't just dressed in an alien costume. He then proceeded to wear regular clothes on top of it. He wore a jacket, pants, shoes, and everything. But guess what? He made a cutout onto the face of the alien just so he can see through. What? Dude, it's 2.5 weeks before Halloween, man. What are we wearing right now? And then on top of it, people were giving out those like sticks, you see at raves that you crack and then you can turn into like a band to put around your wrist or around your neck. People were giving those out. My question is, I thought I was at a fucking spooky haunted house place, not a goddamn rave. Why am I being given out these sticks? I don't understand that. 3, why is it when people go to like haunted house corn maze, they all dress to the nines like we're about to fucking move out to Antarctica? Okay? Literally, I'm not joking. If anybody here goes to, haunted house corn maze, power to ya, go. Just look around. I promise you will find 85% of the people dressed in 3-layer thick jackets while wearing scarf head to toe, holding piping hot drinks. And guess what? The temperature will probably be like 20 degrees. It makes no sense. It's not that hot. Why are you wearing so many layers? I am confusion. But all in all, I will say this. Even though I had a terrible fucking haunted house experience, even though I think corn mazes should be illegal, and haunted house should be banned, and every parent that takes their child to haunted house should probably have Child Protective Services called on them, I will say this. Looking back, it was a funny and amazing memory. Okay, how many people can say, or how many people can remember their first Halloween experience? And looking back, I'm always excited and happy that I genuinely can, like it was yesterday. So in that, what I will say is Halloween is something that comes once a year. So do yourself a favor and go to the haunted house, do the corn maze. And I know what you must be thinking. Nav, there's no way we just heard you for 20 minutes talk about how dog shit haunted houses are and how dog shit corn mazes are. Now you're telling us to go to one. I know what I'm saying. But in the most true Nav fashion, what kind of man would I be if I wasn't contradicting myself? So, so do yourself a favor and enjoy the Halloween spirit, okay? Enjoy the nitty-gritty things. Enjoy the dirty things. That sentence came out way too wrong, but moving past that, enjoy the spooky things. Enjoy the corn maze. Enjoy the haunted houses. Enjoy yourself, because we only get this holiday once a year, so live it up. And on that, this is the end of this episode. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for tuning in. Give the show a follow, rate it, follow the show's Instagram, and tell all people about it. I'll be back next Thursday with another fun, spookier episode, because next Thursday is obviously when I release my episodes, but it is also Halloween Day. So next episode is going to be a fully dedicated one to Halloween, and I'm going to share some amazing but scary stories. So tune in for that. Thank you and take care. Hasta la vista. Bye-bye.